Hey, before we kick things off, we want to talk about our good friends at Miller Lite. They got some big news for the Bears fans, which we all are around here. And that's we're going to be raising our glasses. Obviously, we select our first number one overall pick since 1947, and we also have number 9, too. There's a historic moment, and Miller Lite is going to help us all usher the celebration for a new era of Bears football in a way that matches this draft's epicness. So
even the ad copy's got me fired up, Ed.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big day. Everyone's excited. We got a great show for you today. And today's the day, April 25th, draft day. And Miller Lite is throwing the biggest toast in Chicago history at the official Miller Lite Chicago Bears headquarters bars. There will be Miller Lite draft specials, and you can get your hands on awesome Bears merch and tickets for the upcoming season. But there's more, which is awesome, so listen closely because you have a chance to win a pair of season tickets if you post yourself cheersing to the number one pick on Instagram with the hashtag #LightsUpForThePick. That's lights up for the pick. Hashtag sweepstakes and tag Miller Lite.
I will be participating. I'll have that hashtag going. I don't think I'm eligible to win. I still want lights up for the pick. It is a new era. It's a new era. We have a quarterback. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
So spread the word, Chicago. This is a celebration for the ages, and we want you to be a part of it. Go to the Bears website to find an HQ bar near you and come out on draft night Thursday, April 25th, today, to be a part of history. Just make sure you celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, bang, welcome to the mid-show. Happy draft day, everybody. Happy Caleb Williams Day.
Yes.
Big Cat is joining us off the top. Fox Sports, Carmen Vitali is joining us later. I'm so fucking fired up today.
This is the most excited, like genuine excitement I've ever seen out of White Sox Dave. He's never been happy.
He's trying to my right. He's trying to ruin that for me.
No, I said, what's up? And you just didn't respond to me while I'm sitting like 60 inches away from you. I don't know why I said 60 inches. That was really stupid. I'm so excited. I was saying this last week on Waddle and Sylvie. It's like, it's very rare that you have a date that you know your life will change forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it could maybe be like the day your kids are born or like your wedding day, but like
the day you got a quarterback.
Yeah, it's like this is the date that my life literally changed forever, and everything became good. And I know people are going to be like, you guys, if you go back to less than 12 months ago, we probably were doing something. So this is different. I'm telling you right now, this is different. What we said in the past, we were stupid. Now we're smart. This is different. I'm so excited.
Can't get burned again.
And this is change for the better. Like, you got married, you got all these kids now and everything. That's all a change for the worse. This is actually
I like my life a lot. I actually enjoy having children a lot. And having a life partner that you can share everything with is
that sounds
great.
Awful. Nah.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally,
try talking to a woman.
The worst thing of my life.
Okay.
This is going to be the best day of my life. One of the best days of my life.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think it's my first child, my second child, Caleb Williams, then my third child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that?
I hope this clip doesn't come out in like 20 years. That kid's gonna.
No, he'll understand because he'll have fucking Super Bowl rings coming at his eyeballs.
Dude,
he'll be like, "You're right, Dad."
Your oldest son is 5.
About
so
to be 5.
He's gonna like his childhood could just be.
He's
awesome.
gonna be McGillicuddy.
It could be fucking incredible. Yeah, like his life could be awesome. And I've told the story, but like we had a whole discussion in my household this year about like losing is actually winning right now for the Bears, and so he's in a tank mindset, but now we're gonna switch it, and he actually does want to. This is separate of Caleb Williams. He doesn't even know who Caleb Williams is yet, but he did say the other day, I still have my toenails painted. I just haven't. I haven't gotten rid of them. I don't know why. I just like
it.
No, I got the nail polish remover. I started to do it on my big toe, and it just started taking so long. I was like, "Fuck this." So anyway, I've done a good job of hiding it from my kids because I didn't want them to be like, "What the hell's going on?" But
your dad was in a foot fetish.
Yeah, my son came in one night like 4 a.m, so I had to put him back to bed, and he was like, "What are those?" And he's like, "I want those." And I was like, "Well, maybe when Caleb Williams starts winning,
could be a thing.
You can start doing that."
You still aquaphoring them up, or you know?
No, I just like have just ignored. It's basically because I'm wearing socks all the time, so it's just essentially every single morning when I go to take a piss, I'm like, "God damn it, why didn't I just get these off?" and then I forget about it.
Yeah.
Until the next. It's Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Hey, just go get yourself a little pedicure. We'll take great care of it.
I should actually just get it off.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Are we like too close to the sun when saying?
Oh, way
like,
too close. Dude.
but
Come
like
on.
it's like, but I truly do think it's an awesome draft. Like you got the unanimous number 1, then you got the Heisman winner, you got national championship, people moving up for him. There's so many awesome players, 3 wide receivers that look awesome. The top 10 is so exciting.
Yes. I think I heard some scuttlebutt that we're going to maybe move up
Oh,
That's what we were just talking about, Carmen. With
move up for what?
to the Chargers spot for Malik Neighbors.
Neighbors. So where do you rank the 3 receivers then?
I think it's Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, Adunze.
Okay. I think I like Adunze's profile.
I don't know
Yeah.
that makes me not like him more.
Why?
Because
But you like Adunze because like if we had the 6th pick, you probably would have been selling because like Neighbors has felt out of reach.
Yeah.
Adunze has felt like the guy that we were going to get at 9.
Right. I love Adunze. I love the idea of having like a big go up and get it guy. So when Caleb scrambles and he just bombs it down the field, they don't really have that component to their offense. And Neighbors can be that too, but he's just not like the physical 6'3", 210 kind of guy that Adunze is.
It's just crazy to think like even if we should get one Neighbors or Adunze, like it's insane. Like we're gonna actually watch offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually watch a team throw the ball.
Like you're excited to be on offense.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so weird to see.
You're not getting up to take a piss when the offense comes on the field.
We've talked with so many guys from like the Lovie Smith years, and it's like every one of them. It doesn't matter if they're an offensive lineman, like on that offense, on the defense. It's like, all right, like we just need the defense to hold them within 10.
Right.
Now it's not going to be that anymore.
Yeah.
And the way people are talking about all 3 wideouts, like I heard Solak say today, he's like all 3 of these guys would be the number 1 in that Olave Drake London draft.
I love that.
Like they would be.
I love that.
I saw someone comparing Adunze to Jamar Chase, and like that's what got me like
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty
okay.
good.
But I don't know if you saw DraftKings today. Plus 150 was the favorite. Was
Murphy. Byron Murphy
to be at 9.
Okay.
That's like that.
I wouldn't hate
I
it.
mean, pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. We do like. I'd be fine. I'm fine with whatever Ryan Poles does. I'm
Right.
trusting whatever he does. It would definitely be the least sexy of them because, like, if I had to rank, it's probably wide receiver, then offensive lineman, then defense. But I'm fine with whatever he does or trade.
Yeah.
I am starting to get nervous though that someone's going to move up to 7 or 8 with Tennessee or Atlanta and grab Adunze though. Like I think if we don't move up, if you say what you're saying.
Yeah, but think about it. The 4 quarterbacks are going to go, so that what makes it so that we essentially have the 5th. Am I doing my math right? 5th pick out of wide receivers and offensive tackles. So like, I feel like one of them is going to be
Process
there.
of elimination.
by-
Right.
Yeah.
And if one of them's not there, that means an offensive tackle's there.
Yeah.
Like if they make a run on the wide receivers and Fashanu goes first or whatever, then Joe Alt will be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I
Or
know.
you got Brock Bowers. I mean, there's so many options.
Yeah, I mean Brock Powers would be interesting because he is complimentary to Cole Kmet. Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't
Very.
be we're replacing Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet can block. Brock Powers can't really. Like yeah, that'd be exciting too.
Mhm.
That'd be exciting too.
But they got Everett though too. So like
Yeah,
they
that's true.
have they have their 2 tight ends.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of Brock Bowers is almost like a Jimmy Graham like wide receiver.
Yeah,
type. You guys are going to be watching at the DraftKings Sportsbook,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
So you won't be here for the. I assume they're just going to go to me for like 10 seconds for the NFL draft show. What do you guys want to talk about? I mean, we know what Caleb Williams, but what should my reaction be? Do you want to tell me anything? Like I'm going to probably be excited if it's Dunze, Neighbors, Alt, Fashanu, and then Byron Murphy. I'll be excited. I'll put on a brave face, but it will be a less sexy.
Yeah.
That fair?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I think so.
totally.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Adunze, because like even Caleb Williams had a tweet being like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of Adunze."
Yeah, they were on the plane together.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone tweet, I think from NBC, said that there was a workout session yesterday
With DJ.
that was DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Caleb Williams, and Rome Odunze.
Ooh.
Like they're working out together. It's
Okay.
like just
Interesting.
get all
Not
the
even a
boys
workout. I
together.
think it was a throwing session.
Throwing
Yeah, they were
session.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's better than doing
Probably
wind
went
to
sprints
True.
on Brandon
Yeah.
Marshall's beach house.
Mhm.
That's better.
Last Bears question for you guys. What do you think is going to happen with this new stadium they're going to unveil, Kevin Warren, who I still have beef with?
I'm
I actually
What's
was
your beef again?
he stopped Big Ten. He tried to stop Big Ten football.
That's true.
Yeah.
He owes us all an apology. He needs to stand in front of all of us and be like,
He took
you
a
guys,
Rose Bowl from me that
yeah,
year.
you guys were right. It was just the flu,
Yeah.
and then we're fine.
Yeah.
But I
Notre Dame doesn't get enough credit for saving college football.
yeah, that's true. I have like a charity golf thing, and he's going to be there. And they asked if I would introduce him. I was like, no, unless he apologizes. No.
I'm stunned personally. I
About
can't
the new
believe
stadium?
I just can't believe Arlington Heights blew that.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
I cannot believe that they blew. Like that's something that will be brought up in town hall meetings till like the end of time.
But maybe they didn't because you still got to vote on it because they're going to make us pay for the stadium,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? So it's
And
not
you got
a
to
done
get
deal.
the parks to agree, and apparently they're like big fuck no. They turned down like the
Sox
the
one, yeah.
Obama thing,
Yep.
the Star Wars thing. Like they're very protective of those pillars.
No one has explained to me, and they'll tell it to us when we see it in a few hours. But no one's explained to me what the hell is going to happen with where we're going to play when they're building it.
U of I probably.
No.
Again?
That sucked. I don't
Notre
know. I
Dame?
mean,
On
Northwestern's new stadium.
hypothetically, yeah. That,
No, it's
the
only
new,
30,000, 35,000.
But like, what's the plan? Because you
38.
can't. I assume it's going to be built on the same footprint as Soldier Field, right? Like, where else would it be built?
Well, they're saying it would be the South Lot.
yeah,
So I don't know where
But
people
But that's
park,
still like you
but
can't do a big construction and still.
That's
maybe.
something I have no idea about.
I think they probably would try to force it into the current Soldier Field and just deal with it.
I wonder if you could
Hopefully,
if you
like,
could
12
do all
games a
the
year.
demo or all I don't know if you just have to dig a big hole underneath, but like do all that shit in the like from February to the start of the season.
No,
No?
I don't think so.
This is a problem for 2030.
Yeah,
A couple Super Bowls in the
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to pay for this fucking stadium.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they said today, right? Jerry said he would pay some of the new stadium for the Sox too.
Because
Oh, wow.
they'd be fighting over the same hotel tax to fund the.
oh,
So that's how that's what the Bears. So Jerry's trying to weasel his way into the Bears plans because he knows
course.
that Bears get precedent.
of course.
And but it's a hotel tax that's supposed to end, I think, in 2025.
Okay.
They would just extend it to the lifelong of however long the loan is.
I know they can't
30
do
years or
this,
whatever.
but honestly, if like Kevin Warren stood up in front of the city of Chicago and was like, "All right, we're gonna do this stadium. Here's what we're gonna do. We've got like $500 million bankroll, and we're gonna gamble, and we're gonna just make our picks, and hopefully we turn $500 million into $2 million. We're gonna bet on Scotty Scheffler, and we're gonna build a new stadium."
It's all,
Like I would be fine with that. Like you just go and try,
that's all.
I
And if
just
we
want-
don't get a new stadium.
Just give me a stadium where I'm not waiting an entire quarter to take a piss and I can get home in under 2 hours.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
That's like
I
the
want
basic
just
requirement.
I just want because I don't go to NFL games because we have to work.
Yeah.
But like I just want a stadium that will be able to host the Big Ten championship
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
a Final Four,
Super Bowl,
like shit
maybe.
like
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Give me that.
$3.2 billion and half of it funded by the taxpayers is what their block club is like.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, you knew that's what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
I'm most excited I've been for a team, man. Is that scary? Is that bad?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just had that.
No, it's
thought.
fine. Just go all in.
And
I-
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
all in.
I've given this speech so many times. What's the downside? We just go back to what we already know.
yeah, true.
Like you just get back into the warm bath of misery, and you just lay there, and you're like, I've been here before.
With your
Yeah.
nose,
What changes?
You're
Nothing
not-
changes.
your nostrils barely above the waterline.
Yeah, like if we were like an incredible franchise, you're like, oh, there's a big risk. What's it like? Oh man, we could suck. So what?
Yeah.
You're right.
We know what
Yeah.
suck looks like.
Yep.
It's just so wild, the whole wash down, like beginning and wash down process of this league. Like when you see that 2021 draft and how everyone's on a new team besides Trevor Lawrence.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
nuts.
and then someone tweeted me today, like, you guys better react just as excited because we were like jumping on the couch in the old Chicago.
I'm gonna
Athletic
be
wrong
more
with
excited.
that?
Yeah,
But like, we won't do that because we didn't see the trade up coming from.
that's true.
Fields
That's
and-
true.
But it is like it's way more exciting now because they have the whole like it seems like the quarterback's the last piece.
And it also is the when you look at like the history of quarterbacks drafted in the first round, it's a crapshoot. 1-1 is way less of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Like 1-1 is just a way higher hit rate than the rest of the first round.
Yeah. And it is like, I feel like we're not even speaking enough of how crazy it is, how everything came to fruition. Like a door that we thought could possibly be open and it's happening. Like, remember last year it was like, No, we'll just trade it. And if Fields isn't good, we'll just draft Caleb Williams next
Thank God for Lovie Smith.
That's legitimately what happened.
Yeah.
Thank God for Lovie Smith.
The new stadium should have a Lovie Smith statue.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Texas
gear.
Texas gear. Yeah, I like that.
It worked out for them too, though.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah, totally.
100%.
Yeah.
Did we find anything else about Foxtrot?
Oh, no. I have
Is someone
not.
going to buy it?
No.
You should buy it.
I heard they're $180 million in debt.
That's bad.
Do what Dave did
What?
for $1 or whatever. Just
Buy for $1?
You have to and
Right.
assume the debt.
I don't want to run a
debt, yeah.
grocery store.
Grocery
Yeah.
store
Yeah.
versus a media
sucks.
company.
You could probably get a bunch of stoolies to go and shop at it.
Yeah, but why would I want to run a grocery store?
Why not? You could tell
It
people you
sounds
run a grocery
miserable,
store.
dude.
Ed's mom runs a grocery store.
But then I'd have to do meetings and shit. Like
yeah, meetings are awful.
You'd probably
Yeah.
have so many spreadsheets. How many
it would suck.
How many spreadsheets do you deal with now?
Not many, but Stella Blue, we have to do a meeting every week, and it's like, I don't like meetings.
Yeah, meetings.
Meetings, like my brain can't, my attention span can't handle a meeting, which I know is like,
like
people are watching this right now and like, you're a fucking asshole. I know that.
Couldn't we just do this over text? That's what I think when I have a meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send me an email.
Exactly.
That I'll open and
Exactly.
choose
Send me
to
what you
ignore.
need me to do. Okay. Well, new
Roman-
day.
That
This
is-
is the
day.
greatest day of our lives.
It's the greatest day of our
Greatest
lives.
days of our lives.
I'm saying at least
April 25th.
I'm putting the over under at a Super Bowl and a half for Caleb Williams and in his rookie deal.
He says 8.
I'm saying
I think 8 is
I'm
a
not
fair number.
the totality.
Yeah, no.
Totality?
Oh,
What if he
so-
just won 8? What if he just won 8? What if he was just like, I'm going to win 8? And then he was better than Mahomes.
It'll be nice to just not like look at the Packers with Jordan Love and be like, oh, these fucking guys again. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
This is going to be
No,
clipped.
I
If he's
actually-
bad, this is going to be clipped, and it's going to be one of the funniest.
They said it
like,
would be nice.
it's going to be so fucking funny.
I love that the Bears are finally going to have a quarterback to go toe to toe with them. They can't rub us on our fucking bellies like we're little
Bears
Labrador
still suck.
retrievers
The
anymore.
Bears
Yeah,
still
exactly.
suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
sing
even
that
think Jordan
stupid-
Love's that good. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
He wasn't that good in that 49ers game.
It's true.
No, that's true.
What have you done for me lately?
He kind of lost in that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Did. He was ass that game. That fucking loser.
All right, well, have fun at the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah, come out.
Yeah, come on out.
Let's-
Yeah, we'll
We're
be there.
throwing a bash to celebrate the extended
Have a
run
few
of
Millers.
greatness.
It's going to be a
Just
great
stay
day.
it for the Cubs are playing at 120. Just stay.
Yep.
Oh,
think that's what
yeah.
we
I think
might
we
do.
might do
Yeah.
that. Go to the game
Done.
and roll over.
Wait,
Perfect.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right, buy me some 50-50 raffle.
All right, we'll do.
Go. All right, thanks, Dan. All right, so yeah, thanks to Dan for coming in.
Yep.
That was fun. We're gonna keep the draft train rolling. We got Carmen Vitali from Fox Sports coming in. She covers the NFC North for them, and we have a great draft conversation that we had with her. It's kind of breaking it down more at large, talking about what the other teams are gonna do, and it was a good, fun conversation.
Yep.
So we'll get to that. Before we do, though, I want to talk about Vanderhagen Razors, Dave. Tell me a little bit about Vanderhagen Razors.
Ed, wait a second.
Yeah.
Tilt your head back
Yeah.
for the camera. Look at that nice shape
Oh, wow,
around
Ed.
his beard. That looks like maybe a day old, but you want to have like those right angles around here, around your neck. So even if you're a beard guy, you still need a good razor. Vanderhagen's the way to do it.
Vanderhagen's the way to go.
Get that good shape.
Shout out to Vanderhagen. So yeah, make the switch from cartridge razors to a safety razor with Vanderhagen today. The safety razors allow you to get closer, like Chief said with mine. It's a more comfortable shave, and they help prevent nicks and cuts while making your skin feel smoother than ever. The best part is these blades cost as little as $1 a piece and last anywhere from 3 to 5 shaves. This will save you thousands of dollars over the years compared to the cost of cartridge razors. The blades are ice-tempered stainless steel blades from Germany that are sharp enough to give you the perfect shave. The handle is made to last a lifetime, so the only recurring purchase you will have is for blades. Check out your local Target and Rite Aid to get yourself a Vanderhagen safety razor today. All right, let's get over to Carmen. White Sox Dave, send us over there.
Whoosh.
All right, so now we are in the interview portion of the show. We are joined by Carmen Vitali. She covers the NFC North for Fox Sports. Carmen, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it. Had some technical difficulty, but we're here now, so thank you again.
I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, all right, we're not going to be shocked with number one, right? Like there's just no potential way that happens.
They haven't even interviewed anybody else.
Yeah, just check.
And also, I would rather be wrong about this than go out on a limb and say like, oh no, they're gonna do something weird, like take Jaden Daniels. Like, why?
Yeah.
Then everybody can just like make fun of me afterwards. Like, no, I'd rather be wrong about this with everybody else if
Right.
they end
Yeah.
up doing something insane.
But we're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen anyone say that, but like I still feel like it's something like
No, it's not.
you should approach.
No.
Well, I don't know. I was listening to Simmons coming in, And the guy he had on, Solak, was like, hey, if you're Ryan Poles, you should call Jim Harbaugh like right before the pick and be like, hey, one for Herbert. Like, see,
No,
just
I wouldn't
see the
even
nibble.
do that. I wouldn't do it.
I mean, it's not crazy.
It is crazy.
It is crazy.
It's not crazy at all. You think it's that crazy, Carmen?
I do, because you have to pay Justin Herbert.
Exactly.
Like, this is the point of doing all of this is to get a really good quarterback for a rookie contract contract, so you can continue building the team around him. This is like team building 101, and Ryan Poles, I trust him, man. I really do. I like Ryan Poles a lot.
Sure. Listen, I understand that it's crazy from that standpoint. That's why you do it. And that's why it's so beneficial towards the whole salary cap structure. But at the end of the day, he's a proven commodity, and that is something to be said for that. So.
Sure, but it's
and it's like we're arguing a hypothetical. It's not going to happen, but whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I don't think it's as crazy as YouTube.
I think it's so crazy that if Justin Hurt, like the meltdown in the media and amongst the fan base, if they don't select Caleb Williams, will be astronomical. Like I don't think any fan base has ever seen before.
We've already got T-shirts on the works. All right, we can't. You can't pull the plug this late in the game.
Yeah,
it would be an insane move for him to go any other direction, even if he does in the back of his head be like, I kind of like Jaden Daniels. Like, there's no way it happens. There's 0%.
The thing is, though, is like Harbaugh is the one that kind of set this trajectory up because how much he glazed J.J. McCarthy. So
you can still take J.J. McCarthy, trade him to the Vikings. Trade Herbert to the Vikings if you love J.J. that much. He'll be there at 5 probably.
Sure. But obviously the more interesting storyline is number 9. It seems like all the betting lines are moving towards the tackle from Texas.
Yeah, Byron Murphy.
Yeah, where are you at on number 9, Carmen?
Smokescreen season is a hell of a drug, man, because I just don't think that you would pass, even at that point, I don't think you would pass on an offensive tackle. And Byron Murphy is a great player, but this is not a really great defensive draft, at least at the top end of it. And I have been on the train of like the Bears getting a 3-tech for so long. I was shocked they didn't do it in the offseason, or in the free agency rather. I was shocked they didn't address it more last season, and they were just kind of like, yeah, Justin Jones is our guy. But now I don't see the value at that pick being Byron Murphy as much as people want to like shoot him up draft boards. I'm like, it's too late at this point. I don't believe anything anybody says. You've got too much tackle talent right there, and then I mean, you could potentially have one of the top 3 receivers there. Like, what, you're gonna say no to Roma Dunze because you want Byron Murphy? I don't see it right now. I think that line and the interior rotation they have there is good enough, especially because of what we saw at the end of last season.
Do you think that there's a universe where all 3 top receivers and Joe Alt are gone, and you're saying take one of the other tackles besides Joe Alt at 9?
Yeah, I really like the Penn State kid, Fashanu. I get all of them mixed up because it's like Fashanu, Fatane, or Fatanu.
It's impossible.
And Fuaga. I'm like, okay, I know where they're from. The Penn State kid, I really, really like.
Got a lot of vowels flying around.
A lot of vowels, but I have one in my last name, so I'm at the end of my last name, so I'm really familiar with vowels here. I think that there's too much to be had there, but part of me also thinks that Ryan Poles really wants to make Braxton Jones still happen because he likes that feather in his cap of being able to say, well, I got my starting left tackle in the 5th round. Why can't you guys figure it out? And all this other stuff. So with the benefit of a second year of the offseason program, I think Braxton Jones can be better. I just don't know if it's enough to stake your new quarterback on. Like, you want to make sure that you're insulating against injury and you're really equipping him with the best offensive line possible. So I think that's a huge need, even though I don't know that Ryan Poles would necessarily agree, because he wants to make sure that Braxton Jones gets a fair shot, and I think he would, but the tackle talent's so good in this draft.
I think he kind of just sold me on that because there is a dynamic here where he wants it to work and his clock just reset. So say if it doesn't work this year, if it's like, oh my God, we need a tackle, then he'll just go take one next year.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of am picking that up where they're not going to go tackle here. Unless if by some miracle Joe Alt would fall.
Yeah, I think Alt is the guy. But if he's not there, what are the odds that the Bears get there at 9. Alt and the receivers are gone, and they're like, you know what? It is a heavy tackle draft. We do like the edge players, Turner and the UCLA kid, and we like Murphy as a 3-tech. We're trading out. What are you hearing, or what do you think about the possibility of the Bears trading out of 9 into like the mid-teens and trying to pick up, because they don't have a lot of ammo in this draft?
Yeah, I've actually done that in a couple of my mock drafts. Not that those really matter as much, but I think that that's a really smart play, especially given that the Bears have 4 picks, and you could pick up a lot more while still picking up more talent. I actually had them trading back and ending up getting Brock Bowers, the tight end, out of Georgia, because of the scheme that that they run now, that the offense runs now under Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron loves tight ends, like absolutely loves them. Everything is predicated in his offense off of multiple tight end sets. So you have Cole Kmet, you have Gerald Everett, but you can really round out that room and do a lot of fun things if you have a guy like Brock Bowers, who isn't just a tight end, by the way. I mean, we're talking how much the Bears want a wide receiver 3. That's Brock Bowers. He's just a big slot at the end of the day, and he can be used all over the offense. So I really like a guy like that going to the Bears. I don't know if he'll get past the Jets at 10, so I don't know if you would have to take him at 9. But in a cool, really ideal scenario, Bears trade back, pick up a couple picks, end up getting Brock Bowers too. And I think everybody should be really excited about something like that.
Yeah, and that was really my next question was, do you think that there's any chance that they zag and just take him at 9?
I think so. He's that good of a talent, and he would mean that much to an offense that the Bears run now. Shane Waldron is a guy that knows what to do with a guy like that. I think that Brock Bowers going to a more traditional offense probably wouldn't be as impactful, and maybe wouldn't be worth taking in the top 10. But for the Bears, and for this derivative, it's still a derivative of like the Shanahan tree, but it's not unlike what Shanahan does in San Francisco, what Waldron does, except he just does it with tight ends instead of running backs. So again, Brock Bowers is a really good receiver. He can block, and he's a really good lead blocker, which is something that Shane Waldron asks his tight ends to do quite a bit. So I really like this fit into this offense, and I think it would be worth it, even more so than he would be in, say, the Jets offense, even though that's, Hackett and everybody out there. But
was Bowers in?
I like it.
Was Bowers in here for a top 30 visit? Do we know?
I would imagine he was.
Not sure. I was looking at your face.
Really mum about those.
I was looking at your face when she was talking about that, and you're not in on Bowers at all. I could tell.
I just feel like they have Everett, they have Kmet. If you want to run, there's nothing I love more than tight ends too. I want to run kind of like what the Patriots did when they had Gronk and Hernandez, minus the murdering.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that because it's like you can run power sets, you can spread your tight ends out, you can create mismatches everywhere. The 21 personnel is my personal favorite formation. I do think if you have Caleb Williams, you need a stretch the field jump ball guy too, and I love DJ Moore. He's not really that. Keenan Allen's just like a walking first down. Like, he's not going to be that. So then where are you getting that element of your offense if it's not a Dunze or even like Keon Coleman or Troy Franklin later in the draft? Like, I don't know. That to me is like the missing piece to unlock everything, is that guy, like, go up and get a guy 40 yards downfield. And I don't think Bowers gets him there, and I think tight end already is a pretty strong position. I think tackle is not the worst position on the team either. Like, they are thin at wide receiver.
After the first 2, they are.
Yeah.
Tyler Scott didn't do shit last year.
Correct. And he might, and he's
with a different quarterback, and obviously
he's a stretch the field kind of. He's a speed guy, but like, we haven't seen it. Like, to me, it's like I think a dream scenario is you find somebody who wants to trade up to 9, go back to 13 to 15 and get a second rounder, and then that's where you get your wide receiver.
Listen, I like Rome a lot, but I don't know. Carmen's got me thinking here, though. Like, picture that route tree with those 4 guys.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. You got DeAndre Swift and then Brock Bowers. That's
how
do you defend all, like,
maybe you don't need that go up and get it guy, because you're going to be moving that ball up and down the field so easily.
And you have that go get it guy with Kmet to an extent.
He's not that. He's not. And I love Cole. We love Cole. Cole's a friend of the program.
No, yeah, he's great.
He's not hey, we're going to throw a go route to you 30 yards down.
Sure, yeah.
But here's what happens, though, when you do put out, like you said, 12 personnel is like your favorite thing in the world. because it makes the defense, play you in a certain way. You
True.
have to, they load up a box against multiple tight ends. There's no self-respecting defensive coordinator that's going to throw nickel out there when you've got all these big bodies on the field and heavier personnel on the offense.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that way,
DJ Moore, yeah,
like DJ Moore can just slip by and go down the field. And this is what happens when Shane Waldron, he loves to take advantage and like pick his spots when he sees these looks from these defenses. And he's like, all right, cool. Bring all the guys, bring 8-9 guys down in the box.
Oof.
That's going to leave all of my guys on an island.
Are we going to have a good offense?
We're going to have a good offense. There are so many different directions they can go, and I don't know that there's a wrong answer.
This is all hype.
We have to tone it down. But
I do Byron think Murphy, and then it's just like
I think if Adunze's there, you sprint to the podium.
Yeah, I probably.
I'm starting to get nervous that he's not going to be there, though. Do you?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I think Atlanta or Tennessee might maybe trade back, and someone might move up to take.
I have a feeling that this is and I don't want this to happen. I think that they end up trading back a few picks.
The Bears do?
Yeah, that's my gut instinct at this very moment, and that could change 10 minutes from now.
I do want to say though, yeah, they only have 4 picks come this weekend. But you have to kind of look at their draft class in totality and what they've done with all of their picks, which includes getting Keenan Allen. It includes trading for Montez Sweat last year.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the totality of the draft class within that lens, where you include these plug-and-play starters that have already been, that at least in Montez Sweat's case, have already been productive for you.
And
I don't really mind making 4 picks this weekend if I'm the Chicago Bears, because I'm like, well, I got 2 other starters already out of this class, so like I'm sitting pretty.
Yeah, that's true. And then obviously, Carmen, you cover the NFC North, so you know all 4 teams at large. It seems like it's a foregone conclusion right now that the Vikings are moving up for JJ. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily for JJ. I think they're going to try to get Drake May. I've kind of been on that train. Like, I kind of go off of, again, what I had been hearing. And if it switches up right now, I don't totally take it seriously. Although I do think that the smoke with Jaden Daniels could be something. Either way, I've been saying they're going to trade up into the top 5 to get a quarterback. They're one of 3 teams that has 2 first-round picks, and the only one of those 3 that needs a quarterback. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah didn't just go out and get number 23 from Houston for shits and giggles. Like, he's absolutely trading up because he wants to make sure that he has a package that no one else can beat. And if you look at the other teams that do need a quarterback, like Denver, like Las Vegas, they can't compete when it comes to capital. Now, if there are players in play there, like if the Broncos are going to trade Pat Surtain, I don't know how you compete with something like that, but I just don't see them doing that, especially now that they have Zach Wilson. But I just think Minnesota has to be aggressive. Last year, they were in on the CJ Stroud race. They tried to go up and get CJ Stroud, and they had a fraction of the capital that they have this year. So I don't see them not figuring it out when their backs are against the wall at this point, and they have Sam Darnold, who I do think will start the season for them, but only as a bridge, not as a guy that's of, their quarterback of the future.
As a Midwest girl, what do you think of JJ McCarthy and all the rumors of him shooting up draft boards and everything, in spite of what the national narrative around him is, playing with a loaded team, more of a ball man, game manager type quarterback? I'm a JJ McCarthy fan. That's why I ask.
I think it depends on what kind of team you are, and if you draft on traits versus if you draft on something that you think is more of a proven commodity, or the tape that you've seen. I'll be honest, I'm not a Michigan fan. I went to Northwestern, which is very irrelevant to any Big Ten discussion, but I just, on principle, pretty much hate Michigan.
Dave went to Northwestern too.
Yeah, I'm a Wildcat. We could
Let's
talk
go.
Cats all day long.
All day long.
I think Bron's actually coming in here tomorrow.
Ooh, that's fun. But I asked around after all, obviously Harbaugh is going to pump up his guy. And I'm like, okay, is this just Harbaugh, or is there something to this? And so I asked around like some guys that I know at different teams and asked their opinion on JJ McCarthy. And they're like, no, there's some guys in these front offices that really, really like JJ for his potential. It's you're buying low, and hopefully that, he can reach that ceiling that you all think he can based on the traits that he's shown, because he wasn't asked to do a lot at Michigan, and that's not his fault. But he does have the quintessential size, the build. He can throw on the run. He can maneuver the pocket. throw off platform, all that good stuff. And that's obviously something it takes to be successful at the NFL level. So you think that he could be something. And I do think that it just depends on the situation he goes to. If he does go to the Vikings, I love that for him because you've got Kevin O'Connell, who's a former quarterback. You've got Josh McCown now, who's their quarterback's coach, former quarterback. Not to mention you've got Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, a good offensive line, and then a defense that can win you games. Not to mention the bridge starter in Sam Darnold that's going to make it so you don't have to come in week one and be the dude. So they can afford to be a little bit more patient with whoever they end up selecting, and that would benefit a guy like JJ McCarthy tremendously.
Yeah, I respect that. He's a Western suburbs counterpart with you over there.
And that's and I'm like, all right, but he's a Western suburb. He might have gone to Michigan, but he's a Western suburb.
He should have gone.
He's one of ours.
Too.
Yeah, he's one of ours.
He loved Fitz. That's the rumor. He loved Fitz, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'd say it worked out.
He made the right call. Probably
he made the right call.
He probably did.
Is there obviously? Those are probably the top two storylines right now because the Packers and the Lions are picking at 25 and 29. Is there a storyline besides JJ and the Vikings and what the Bears have going on in the top 10 in the NFC North that you're kind of interested in that like maybe people aren't talking about as much or maybe they are?
I mean, for the same reason you just said, like the Packers and the Lions aren't sexy teams because they're not, they're not picking high in the first round, but I'm very interested to see how this draft ends up going with the Lions, especially because they don't have that many needs anymore. And what Brad Holmes has done is basically taken best player available because he had a ton of needs on the roster and it didn't matter really like where he pulled from. And I wonder if that changes, if they do end up reaching, if they switch up their draft strategy at all. I think that's interesting. And then we're not talking about the Packers defense. It's under Jeff Hafley now from Boston College. Went out and got Xavier McKinney, very unlike Green Bay, to go spend money on not one but two high-priced free agents when you got Josh Jacobs as well. I'm really interested to see. And Green Bay is now going to be running a 4-3, which is not something that we've seen in Green Bay, I think, since 2008 was what I looked up. It's going to look drastically different. And that's something that Green Bay needed. And that's not anything Bears fans want to hear. But, I mean, you have a really highly productive and very young offense that has already gelled, built a foundation that's really great. And then now, hopefully, you can get the 7 first-round picks on your defense to perform. If notwithstanding, if they end up taking, I think they're going to end up taking a defensive player too in the first round. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they go after a defensive tackle too.
I'm curious about the Lions, I would say, because of what they did last year. Well, they were like, whoa, Jahmyr Gibbs, like no one takes running backs that high. And they had just signed Monty, and then it worked out.
And they followed it up with an inside backer.
Right, yeah. Like it's very non-traditional. It's not a very modern way of thinking, but it did feel like it largely worked out for them.
Like they had a plan and they went for
it.
So
they got 4 starters out of the first 2 rounds alone.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's incredible return. That's incredible return for an entire draft, let alone the first 2 rounds. So
totally. And on a team that was good. You got 4 rookies starting on a team that was good.
And I mean, they've still kept like their strength of strength. And the only thing about the Lions is they can't seem to keep their secondary healthy or intact for that matter. I mean, I really commended them for releasing Cam Sutton at the first arrest. Like they didn't wait to see how it all turned out. He was arrested for domestic violence. They were like, all right, you're gone. And now they brought in Carlton Davis, which I think was a great trade with the Bucks. I know Carlton from my time with the Bucks, actually. He's a great dude and he's still young. So you can get that lockdown corner on one side, but you just need so much depth back there and they're working on it. But I think that that's going to be a position that they could reach for, just knowing that they can't have too many corners at this point, or safeties for that matter. It's really hard to find a guy to sit behind Brian Branch too, because Brian is so incredibly versatile, and those players just don't come available often, or you don't find those players very often.
Do you think that there's a chance the Bears dip into next year's draft capital, because they have 2? I think they have 2 2s and then maybe 2 5ths. Is that something that it's like, hey, like we want to move up into the second round? Do you think Poles and Cunningham are looking at potential to use futures to get another pick in this draft? Is that something that you're keeping an eye on, or no?
Yeah, never say never. I don't see that necessarily happening because you want to take advantage of the fact that you're going to have your quarterback on a rookie contract, so you want to use that future capital, and also for the reasons we talked about before. Like, I don't think Ryan Poles is on the hot seat. I don't think he needs to prove anything this year. And like, if this was like a win or go home year and he really felt the heat and all that other stuff, like I would say, yeah, I mean, he's going to leverage absolutely everything he has at his disposal. But I think that he's taken a very slow but steady approach to this rebuild. So it would just be kind of uncharacteristic for him to then dip into future capital while you now have more of it, first of all, and then you also have a team that you're kind of like building the right way. And I just don't think that that means dipping into the future. But who knows? I mean, if there's a guy that they really, really want, maybe
he's had a history of letting go of those second-round picks. So whether it's Claypool or Sweat, and now he's got 2 for next year, that maybe he's like, I don't really even like second-round picks.
Yeah, who needs them?
Yeah.
Like the Rams are like F them first-round picks. The Bears are like F them second-round picks. Yeah.
It's so true.
Right.
Ryan Poles can't trade second-round picks fast enough.
Yeah, so I wonder if he calls Baltimore at 30 and he wants Troy Franklin at the end of the first as a receiver. Like, I'll give you 2 2s next year. Yeah, and one of them.
Well, hopefully, because they have 2 2s, he'd only give up 1.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
So since Eddie asked a completely batshit crazy question, I'll do the same. On that note, there's no chance of using one of those seconds in the 9th pick to move up to 3 or 4 for Marvin Harrison Jr. and just really give him.
I don't know where the trade up thing came for the Bears. I don't see it at all. Sure, again, never say never. Weirder things have happened, but I also don't think that there's much you could give a team like Arizona to move off of him without like a haul for a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like the Vikings have a shot at it because they have 2 first-round picks and they're probably going to have to part with next year's first-round pick. Bears can't compete with that. And for what? Just to go and get a guy that is going to be, I get that he would be like your heir apparent when Keenan Allen's done playing and all that other stuff. But that's also not necessarily the kind of receiver that Marvin Harrison Jr. is. So we need to kind of think about the nuances of like these positions, and he would be a great addition, don't get me wrong, but that's just an embarrassment of riches in a very lopsided room when you could still address other things with those picks.
All right.
I don't know, though. I saw that Arizona GM, that video of him wheeling and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think he might have a high from that last year and seeing how viral it went, and he might be trying to do the same thing. Yeah. It might be a little cheaper than we think.
Yeah, but
we'll see. Kidding, but you know what I mean?
Well, I saw that video. Gun to your head.
It was cool.
Gun to your head, who goes higher, Drake May or McCarthy?
Drake May.
I think it's going to be JJ.
Again, I mean, I only had 26 starts, but that's still, like, he was very productive, and he's a really good player. Like, I don't buy into the fact that Drake May is as much of a project as people are all of a sudden starting to say. Again, this was not something we were saying up until 2 weeks ago. And then all of a sudden he's a project. I'm like, oh, someone's trying to get him to drop. Like, it's just, everything is said right now with an ulterior motive. And from what I've seen from Drake May, he's great. He makes some reckless decisions, sure. And there's some kind of layups that he misses, but by and large, he's very accurate. And again, can maneuver the pocket. He's a quarterback for today's NFL.
He's a horse.
I just don't see, and he's the youngest brother of like 4 or 5 of the Drake. There are 5.
So you're one of those scouts.
He's used to getting the shit kicked out of him.
Beat up by his older brothers, so he's got a chip on his shoulder.
I buy into the little brother thing. I buy into it because he's having to play up to his brother's standards. For his entire life.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true.
I love it. And he comes from a really competitive family, and they're all the first to tell you that he's the most competitive of all of them. So I like him a lot, and I don't understand like all of a sudden why we're like shying away from Drake May. He's a great quarterback.
I think it's Belichick or the ghost of Belichick floating those rumors out because he wants him at 2 maybe.
What?
Yeah, the Patriots. If they want him at 2, they're like, I don't know.
He's 3.
Or
He's
3.
3.
Or 3, rather.
Yeah.
Carmen, thank you for doing this. It's certainly an exciting time to be covering the NFC North.
The North is going to be a war.
It's going to be an awesome
There's-
division this year.
They're so dramatic. This division is so dramatic. We have a team of division writers at Fox, and I swear to you, I'm the one that has to talk the most in our meetings because this division is just the biggest drama queen.
Yeah.
Get used to it. I
Do
mean,
you
the
just
Packers
like-
are very interesting. The Bears, obviously, with the Lions, NFC.
Do you just tell the people from the NFC South writers just to shut up? Like
beat
you
it.
get 5 words this whole meeting? Is that how it works?
Oh, our poor NFC South writer. Yeah, basically though. I mean, that's been what it's been like for the last couple of years. But no, I really do think that the North is going to be one of, if not the most competitive division in the NFL next year.
Yeah.
Or this season.
I love
It's
it.
going to be awesome.
What-
Carmen, thanks for jumping on. Where could people find your stuff for all through draft night and beyond?
I will be in LA at Fox headquarters for the draft. I had to think about this for a second. But I will be appearing on Fox Chicago, Fox 32, during their draft coverage from LA. Everything I'm doing is on my social media, so just go there. Carmen
Awesome.
Twitter, Instagram, do that.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Carmen. We appreciate it.
Go Bears and go
Bye, guys.
Cats.
See ya.
Go Cats.
Thank you. That's
Thanks,
great.
Carmen.
All right, boom. Thanks to Carmen. That was a fun draft
Yep.
conversation. I enjoyed that. And we also, before we continue the show, we want to talk about 2K. This show is sponsored by Topspin 2K. Experience the entire world of tennis in a game. The authenticity of pros from Serena and Federer to Alcaraz and Osaka, all 4 Grand Slams, a deep my career in my player experience, and the top brands in tennis and apparel and equipment. Right, Dave?
That's right, Ed.
Tell me more about it.
It's voiceover by John McEnroe. How sweet is that?
It's very sweet.
Tennis's bad boy, Ed.
That's the Top Spin Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
At the top, and it gives you a tutorial for players of all experience levels.
It should just be McEnroe yelling at you the whole time.
right. Just telling you get your shit in line and all that. Yeah, you can customize your My Player too. You know that.
You want them looking good. Lacoste, New Balance, Nike, Wilson, whatever you need, that you can create your own guy and go all the way. Name one of the. What would be your favorite Grand Slam to win?
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon's the classiest. Yeah, it's the best on the grass.
You put me on the spot there. I'm shocked I even came up with that.
French Open, Australian Open, U.S. Open, Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Wimbledon is like the go.
That's their Super Bowl, right?
I think it's the best one. I think they're all equal. I think for
Tennis has
people.
got awesome fucking trophies.
They do.
Honestly, the features in this whole game look awesome. Create a My Player, like we said. You could do anything with the fittings, the Adidas, the head, Lacoste, New Balance, Nike, Wilson, more. Pick up the Deluxe and Grand Slam edition today. Go do it. All right, so that was talking football. I don't know if you guys have a bow you want to put on any of that. Feel free.
I'm going to be the cockiest motherfucker on earth.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I like
I am so
Still a last place team in the division last year.
I understand.
And I think
you've used arguments. Oh, well, they could have won this game because of this and that game because of this. That's still all true.
I know.
That's
I'm
still all true.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf.
It's
smart.
I think that Caleb Williams is going to be a star.
I think so too.
I think the Bears played this perfectly. Obviously, chips fell were perfectly for them. Like things outside their control. Obviously, we talked about the Texans and Lovie Smith, but this is going to be the most fun era of Bears football of our lifetime.
You saw me this morning. A lot of pep in my step.
Yeah.
I said I was going nuts.
My
This is
mood-
probably the worst I feel now.
Why?
Because
of
you're
me?
you have stink on you, and you know that.
No, the stink absolutely exists.
I don't know if Dave has stink on him.
No, I got a lot of stink on me.
No, that I don't. I'm to the point now.
But people can remove the stink.
Jerry's stink is not your stink. Jerry's stink is not your
He's
stink.
got more than
It's
Jerry's
more than Jerry's
Yeah,
stink.
it's
I got
like-
stink.
The only
in
teams
all
that I
facets of
really
life.
associate you with, well, that's true. The only stink I really associate you with is the Sox, and that's you.
Northwestern, but they've been good in.
They've been good.
Yeah.
They've been good.
They had a couple bad years in football, obviously embarrassing off the field shit, but they've been good largely.
Yeah.
Largely, they've
Yeah.
been
It's not
fine or better.
Hey, this is that Goodwill Hunting. Hey, Dave.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It is my fault. It is my fault. A lot of it is my fault, but
Credit to you for realizing that. Someone else in the room just realized that.
you guys
recently.
don't think
No,
I'm
well-
self-aware. I am self-aware,
Well,
especially when it comes to my sports.
Eddie likes to call me the mush or whatever, but I'm the Blackhawks guy. I've had 3 championships. You guys haven't had shit.
I have one championship.
You were in high school.
Yeah. It counts, but
It counts, but
I
it's not.
Now you're gonna fluff the championships after you sit here every day being like, we haven't won a playoff series since 2015.
Two things can be true at the same time. I've seen the championships. My team had them. The Blackhawks, and I wish you guys cared about the Hawks more, so you could have apprecited those more.
I appreciated the fuck out of those. Not in a party way.
Right. You tuned in once the playoffs started.
No. That's not true.
No?
I watched. You can ask Becker about this. We watched 82 Hawks games a year. Same with the Bulls at the time.
Yeah.
You had a Ben Eager jersey, right?
Yeah.
I
had Ben Eager.
Mm-hmm. Ben Eager, I played in Chicago Special Olympics charity game with him in like 16 or 17. He was the first guy to like after it was in Geneva, it's at Fox Valley.
Yeah.
He was the first guy to bring out the case of Millers after the game.
Love it. Hockey players are the few that I've met are always awesome.
I hate that,
especially Scott.
I hate that you put
Just
me in
kidding,
this.
he's a dick.
I hate that you put me in this position because I was really excited and I'm pumped up and I feel great about the future.
But Ed,
but like I don't like. But like at some
Christ,
point you
right?
gotta pump the brakes. Too.
You're a man of
It's
Christ,
a good
right?
division. Like we gotta. There's still things to work on.
Ed, are you a man of Christ? Are you a pious individual?
Wow, what are you getting at?
It's answer the question, and you'll know what I'm getting at.
I mean, I went to a Catholic school, but I
did fail religion.
Yeah.
Can you answer yes or no?
Say yes.
Just say yes.
Sure.
Okay. Jesus came and saved us from committing all our sins and all that. Correct?
Died for our sins.
Died for our sins on the cross, nailed to the cross by the Romans. Like that can happen when you have someone with stink like me. Ryan Poles is that savior. He's fucked up along the way. Chase Claypool, that bad trade. He's not a perfect individual like Christ was, but I am positive. And that doesn't mean I can't be wrong. I am positive that he played this perfectly, and the Bears are about to embark on a new era where they are.
It feels like he's competent.
How weird is that feeling?
It's very odd.
And I love him in the media too because he's like awesome. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, and like
he's suave, and
I feel like
he's got that grin.
Yeah. He's got a little the cool sunglasses.
He's got that swagger,
but like a quiet confidence.
But he is not that many.
It reminds me of like Theo, where it's like, all right, the Cubs, like for the first time ever, we have a real competent boss in charge. That's how it feels.
And
you don't think so?
We start talking about baseball or something. I feel like we're getting
so
far.
Why would you want to change these moves?
Because I hate to be that guy, but this is like
you love to be that guy.
No, I don't. I brought the excitement today. I did, and then Dave just
he doesn't want anyone else to share in his excitement.
Because Dave just ripped it all from my palms. This stinky boy right here, this stinky boy who's saying we're gonna be fucking winning. Like I think I'm fucking pumped up. I think we could win a Super Bowl with this guy. This offense is going to be fucking awesome potentially. I have high hopes.
Timeout though.
But like calling fucking Ryan Poles Theo Epstein.
I said it feels like that where you have I didn't say he was.
I hate this room sometimes.
I said it feels like when the Cubs for forever were not well run, and then Theo came in and there was structure, there was a plan. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying obviously Theo had done it in Boston. I'm not saying they're the same guy. Or that he's anywhere near as accomplished as he was. I'm saying that it feels like there's an adult in the room and there's a plan in place.
I don't understand how you can't see that.
That's
not even an objective. That's just truth. That's absolutely true. That's not like you can
and
see
he's
it.
Picked his spots. Like he went out and got sweat. Like he's done a very good job with the hand, and he had to tear everything down and go through some pain. And this is where we are. We're in a good spot. We got a long way to go.
I get it, but you know who else we thought about that too at one point?
Who?
This is different.
Arturas Kurnisovas.
Yeah, well, they
thought the same way. We got a guy. We are done with the Garpax era.
Mm-hmm.
We are done with fucking two bozos, hiring a bigger bozo in Jim Boylan, and we are on to things. We have Billy Donovan.
Yeah, Billy Donovan's
bold
great.
Move. We got another bona fide all-star, possible future Hall of Famer, and DeMar DeRozan, and things are going to be different.
Time out.
Okay?
Can I?
So that's all I'm saying.
I have two
all
objections.
All of a sudden, that
Two
fucking
different.
genius, that plan of structure turned into a clown show really quick.
I got 2 points of objection. The AK plan, Lonzo was critical to that. When Lonzo was healthy, they had the number 1 seed in the East. It was a little bit different. There was a plan in place. Number 2, this guy to my left, I don't like giving him credit. He always hated Justin Fields. He always said he sucked. He said this is never going to be the guy. He was really the only person in this office saying that. Now he's on the other side. Maybe he's just right. Maybe he's just a football quarterback savant. He can't articulate what it is that he loves or doesn't like. He sucks. He's great. But now he's on the he's great train.
He's grinded all the USC.
You can. I actually think that. I'll admit this. I think I deleted tweets because I was in fear of getting internet bullied. People talk about us going crazy in the State Farm office for Justin Fields. I was going crazy because of the moment, and I was hamming it up for the camera for one. You can go back and look. I was like, this guy is going to be a top 10 pick after he played Northwestern. You were
saying that all along.
I was saying, but like I was absolutely gave him a chance, and I wanted him to be the guy, and I like Justin Fields as a person. As everybody says, great dude, great teammate, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't good at quarterback.
Yeah.
That's all it boiled down to for me. And then, obviously, when you got all these Justin Fields stands coming at you, I'm going to dig my heels even more. Even if what I'm saying is incorrect or not true, it's like I'll embellish my argument just because I think you're embellishing yours. That's like how I would combat it. And like I'm glad that the civil war in the fan base is over. I mean, the Justin Field, they like
still have a few Fields guys launching.
They exist. I'm sure there were a few Nazis that existed post 1945.
They moved them here.
Yeah, or Argentina.
Operation Paperclip.
A lot of them did find their way here. Yeah. That guy in Cleveland. Yeah, remember he was in the SS. Yeah.
Regardless,
NASA.
We'll flush down our bullshit fucking superstitions and our animosity
your
internally that we've done the last 10 minutes.
He said he believes in Jesus.
And just say it's the
I don't think he does.
And just
either
say
Jesus
that
lives in your heart or he doesn't. And Eddie doesn't want us to share in the excitement. He wants to be the only excited guy.
Like everything has lined up perfectly for today, Thursday. And I think Caleb Williams is going to be a star in this city and league-wide, and I could not be more excited. They'd never in our lifetimes had the shot at the best quarterback available in the draft.
Nope.
Well, last year they did, but technically.
But that
was different. I was all on give Fields another chance, give him a weapon. And that was the other thing. They gave him that weapon. They signed Nate Davis. They drafted Darnell Wright. Nothing improved from him past. Like he had those 2 games that inflated.
I would say he regressed in this past. It doesn't matter. We don't. You know what? We don't have to talk about Justin Fields ever
again, unless he lights it up against the Bears, coming in for what's his face from Denver,
Russell.
Yeah. I'm excited, Ed.
Me too.
You should be.
Dave, I literally was walking around this office, fucking jumping around, talking to everyone, shaking hands, fucking drinking coffee, answering.
Lance, what did I do when I walked into the office
I love
today?
this fucking team more than anything. I just worry that there's only 2 bozos that can
Hold on. What did I do when I walked into the office today, Lance?
Dave went and said good morning to every single person in the room individually.
Yes, I am in the best mood ever because of the Bears right now. They very well probably could ruin it for me. That's years down the road.
How about this you want to talk about smart moves by the organization? Asking for $2.5 billion from the taxpayers right before we get Caleb Williams.
All my money.
That's fucking smart too.
Yeah, not like the other idiot running 2 teams in this town asking for money.
They're doing the press conference like as we're recording this on Wednesday. All he has to do is be like, this stadium gives us an opportunity to host a Super Bowl that we are playing in. And I'm like, you want $5 billion?
Sold. I don't need another park.
No, I don't.
Take them all.
You're right. Tear down school or whatever you need to do.
Whatever you need to do.
You want to do one of those like Dubai islands in the ocean?
Yes.
Build this whole stadium on the lake?
On the lake.
In.
Sometimes it'll be up by Wrigley. Sometimes it'll be down by Hyde Park. It just floats up and down the coast.
Just has big sails.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Lance, you got anything?
I hate how fucking miserable that is.
I'm not miserable. I'm miserable because of you two. You two
Why?
are the only reason.
Because we're excited?
Never mind. Lance, you got
anything?
He's pissed right now.
I see Lance shaking his head.
He doesn't like that we're excited.
Lance, be happy.
No, Lance.
I am happy. Typically, I would be singing a little happy song and dance. I think the entire Bears fan base is a little ahead of themselves. I think Caleb Williams is going to be great. I think our trenches suck. I think a lot of people are going to be like thinking we're going to like win a Super Bowl next year.
No.
I think like we have started the foundation of something good. I'm happy for that. But like I've been hearing talks of people thinking like we're gonna be awesome, like maybe a wild card, like maybe, but probably not. If we go 7-10
That's
again,
tough.
we'll be good.
It
Honestly,
depends
though,
on how they go
Let him
7
talk.
and 10.
Let him
though.
talk.
I think there's I'm gonna look up every passing record of the Bears. They're very low. I think there's a good chance Caleb Williams could break all of them
In his rookie year.
But we still might suck. I think our defensive line is really bad.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
It's not deep at all. That's why the Murphy pick I wouldn't hate at all.
I wouldn't hate either, but I like Dexter. I thought Dexter's last month of the year got a lot better.
He did. That's true.
Sweat made a big difference. I don't think this is not October defensive line. Think December, January defensive line.
When they were the defense was like actually.
Yeah. I think it was in The Athletic. They ranked the defensive personnel rosters, and I think they had the Bears 6th in the league because they just got hopefully an upgrade over Eddie Jackson at safety. They got Stevenson year 2. They re-signed Jalen. Good linebacking core. It's not like the deepest group up front, but they have players.
Yeah.
And they're not done adding.
My expectations, I think the offense, barring injury, is going to be awesome. Defense still a work in progress for sure. But like if they go 7-10 and they're competitive and you see those flashes, like I can palate a 7-10 record assuming the quarterback looks like the first overall pick. Obviously, there's going to be rookie struggles. That's the case for everybody. But like, I don't need to see playoffs next year. I need to see like at the last 8-9 games, they look like they're going to head into 2025 and be fucking like, let's go. We're swinging for the fences. We're winning. We're hell bent on Super Bowl. That's what I need to see.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to look at it, and I think
you want to compare Eberflus to Joel Quenneville,
and that's the other thing. No one even says anything
Absurd.
about Eberflus right now. I don't.
Yeah,
it's like the sneaky thing that like everyone's just choosing to.
I haven't mentioned it.
I don't
know.
think like
losing coach in Bears history.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, I don't know, whatever. Never mind.
I'm
not giving my
his
real
records the most losing. I don't think he's the biggest loser coach in Bears.
He hasn't lost the most games, but for the amount of games he's played, he's
lowest
lost
percentage.
He lost the
which,
most.
but
Man, so I need a
again,
cigarette.
they
Will you go give me a cigarette.
2 years ago.
I got a Lucy. You want a Lucy?
Sure. Yeah, I need a cigarette.
What you got over there? There's a can right there.
All right. We'll wrap up the show.
Sorry, Ed's poo-pooing on.
I'm not poo-pooing. You guys.
You're
are just the
poo-pooing.
worst.
Why are we the worst? Because we're excited?
Not really you, Dave, is today.
Why is Dave today?
Am I the worst?
I don't think so.
You're not the
Am
worst.
I the worst, Danny?
No, definitely not. I think we got to end the show on a high note. I think as much as like maybe we're not going to win Super Bowl right away, like we're going to get a fucking generational quarterback, right? Like we should be proud of it. Like let's go. We should end it on a high note.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it.
go.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
give us a speech.
maybe
Dave.
a sweet wide receiver, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, or tight end at
I just
9.
like.
They're going to get a guy at 9 that helps them win.
Yes.
It's
Everything
just
is
like
awesome right now.
you ever seen Angels in the Outfield?
Yeah.
How like Al, the angel, Christopher Lloyd is like does everything right and like moves the foul pole and like everything. Like Dave's the opposite of that. Like I think like Dave pushed Derrick Rose's knee in to tear that ACL in that playoff game against the Sixers. Like
I did.
that's what I worry
did.
about.
I ate
That's the
onions
only
for that knee.
concern. And
I
like
ate onions for that knee. What did you do for that knee? Did you do anything for that knee?
yeah, I did.
What did you do for it? Did you eat an onion?
Touche. I didn't eat an onion.
Thank you. One White Sox note. I am gonna start attending White Sox games again. I am paying to see Danny Mendick play baseball. That's
He got called up?
Yeah, he's
All right.
4 for 9 in his
I knew.
with a
I knew he was like
Couple
on fire in
doubles.
Charlotte, but
Mashing it.
with a double. He's playing great baseball, and I am gonna go watch him play because I appreciate people who go out there and play like their hair's on fire.
Good guy.
good guy. Good dude.
All right. Fuck yeah, boys.
Go Bears.
We rallied back, Dave. You made me laugh about the onion. We rallied back. Go Bears. Caleb Williams, we love you.
I don't think he rallied
We'll
back.
see
I
what
think
happens.
he's just saying that to wrap.
He's
it up.
got somehow we got Caleb Williams in the top 10 pick, and this guy's got the fucking Eeyores.
Yeah,
I don't have the Eeyores. I
Can
just
you
think you guys are
Photoshop
such
Ed
an
with
unstoppable force when it comes to mushiness. And that's all I'm saying.
Number 1 pick last year for the Hawks. Lottery.
I'm setting
They had no
over under at
business.
1.5 Super Bowls.
All right, that'd be fine.
All right. Come out to DraftKings tonight. We'll see you guys there. Fun show.
And bear down.